Am I impossible to please? Some have argued it. Do I need the perfect camera for any of this stuff in a living room? Some would suggest I should pursue other actions, but anybody and their cousin is looking forward to the Z6 III coming soon, and I found a couple potentially deal-breaking flaws. You know only I could find these things. Why do they do it to me?
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
We're on the Nikon ZF 85mm 1.8G lens, superior, of course, to the Z 1.2 mount lens mounted. It's a good lens. I hate it a lot, but it's sharp. So after spending like a month using Nikon with various lenses, doing all the different tests I would need, I like Nikon. I like them. I like their colors, their sharpness. The autofocus can sometimes get you. I just made a video on my Vegetable Police channel and the entire last half was out of focus because I leaned out to read a question and came back and Nikon would not get me. So there's certain things you have to not set ever. So when it comes to the Z6 III, obviously it's going to be so much better than this ZF for video especially. But there's one thing that, let's just get it out of the way. I can't believe a company is doing this. I think they're the second or third company to do it. It's Fuji and Nikon. Everyone else knows what's best for us, don't they? It's that damn left-handed dial. Let me show you why this matters. The PASM dial that has your custom modes allows you to switch custom modes quickly and easily. If you're doing wildlife, which this should be the ultimate wildlife cam, you're doing 6K 60 RAW, HD 240, we'll get to that, fake HD. You would want to be switching here, so just picture this scenario. You have a bird. Okay, we got you. Let's do a little 6K 60 RAW. Boom. Oh, you're so beautiful. The feather details, 6K. I'm going to crop and post, and I won't even lose any resolution. This is amazing. Okay, oh, he's about to fly. Okay, I'm going to get a HD 240 scene now. Switch. Boom. Okay, good times. We got it. Thanks, Sony. Now let me reenact that with Nikon. Even though Sony didn't have 6K 60 RAW. So say you're here, you just got your 6K 60 RAW clip. I now want to switch into HD 240. But the dial's on this side of the camera. Why is that? So if you do a right-handed wraparound, you're looking at something like this. You see this? I have now lost control of my camera. We're likely going to sway, and I've lost the bird. It just laid a nest. It laid a nest. So it's like, that's not going to work. Obviously, the left hand's out of the equation because you're holding this big-ass lens. What are you going to do? Seriously, you're seriously going to thumb twitch that dial with your left hand. You're going to break the mount. What the hell were they thinking? Fuji also, with their flagship camera, it's on the left side. Who could ever touch that thing? Who would ever want to? Your hand's always on a lens. Who, even if it's a tiny prime? Are you seriously going to reach around with your thumb on this? Why? And then the Fuji XS20 is the one that does it on the right hand. I already made a video on Fuji's schizophrenic ergonomics. Like, what are they even doing? They're changing it through everything. Some's a vintage touch dial, one's on this side, the other's here, and a screen sometimes. That ruins it for wildlife. So, like, does that matter for YouTube stuff? No, not at all, because the camera's this way. And then, okay, left-hand dial, it doesn't matter at all. Boom. But for wildlife, I thought you were going to be my camera. You're clearly not. No. This is not me nitpicking. What can he find that's bad so he can keep his channel alive and complain for a living? This is like a deal-breaking flaw. I owned the Fuji XS2S. That doesn't exist yet. Oh boy, I broke the embargo. Oh, that's a problem. And it was like, oh my god, it's on the left-hand side. What is that? It's a deal breaker for wildlife. For my scenarios where I get two different frame rates in the same shot. It's much better that way. It's better footage. Super sharp, but kind of slow, and then super slow. Little dull looking, but it's like the movement and the magic only happens in 240 and above. So you ruined my life. And what irks me even more is that Nikon has the best wildlife telephoto primes. Hardly anybody does. In fact, I'm gonna go make a video about that right after this one and cry in your sleeve. You better comfort me, because a 600mm is lighter than my Sony lens. 600mm prime, sharper, more 3D pop, lighter than that. And then I'd have 6K 60 RAW HD 240, even though it's 8-bit, and a crop 4 years after the A7S III did it. 6 years after the XT4 did it. Just throwing that out there. Olympus does HD 240. Maybe 8-bit and a crop as well. Your Olympus level. Your flagship hybrid is Olympus level. Wow. So if you're a ZF owner like I am and you're thinking, whoa, the Z6 III, that's going to be so much better. For this, do I need 6K 60 RAW for YouTube stuff? Not really. HD 240 would be nice. It depends how it looks. I'm already not impressed with the HD 120 in this. I'm not holding high hopes for Nikon slow motion. They're not really leading the industry. It's not Sony level or Fuji level or Olympus level or Panasonic level. 5th place or 6th? Is there another company that does it worse? If we're being honest, not one. So on paper, the Z6 III, superior to the ZF in every way. The grip for wildlife especially, it's like, yeah, all right, custom modes instead of these vintage dials. On paper, yeah, but I don't know how you're gonna get around that left-handed monkey dial behind closed doors. Don't even show me the footage of that thing. That's for freaks at night. But I sit here hopeful that there's something I'm not seeing on the fake rumor spec sheets. And like maybe there's something more coming and it's not really 8-bit, 240 frames per second with the APS-C crop. It's something better than that, surely. But for the most part, this Z6 III should destroy the A7 IV and the Panasonic S5 II. This is now leapfrogging them into a new class of hybrid shooter. But I would much rather see their video-centric thing with low megapixel designed for video that leapfrogs my A7S III. And then we're talking about something, because still on paper, this thing is looking like it's kind of worse than my A7S III still, and I don't sideways crab walk across the sand to a worse camera. I don't upgrade like that. So like I'm looking to be blown away here, and so far, if it did 6K 60 RAW with a right-handed dial and HD 240 10-bit regular looking really good, then okay. You're matching my A7S III, but also slightly beating it in other areas. And then you have animal eye detect and the best telephoto primes. Okay, you're singing my song here. Nikon color science, not bad. Pretty good. Not my favorite, but it's top 4 of the 6 companies. That's not something to sneeze at. So it's like, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, but so far what I'm seeing, it's like pretty good. Not bad. A lot of deal breakers. 2 only, but most likely what's going to happen, Z6 III comes out, they'll have about 3 weeks of fun time in the sun. Look at us, we're better than the other guys. And then Sony's gonna come out with their A7V. Uh-oh. And it's like doing 8K 60 RAW internally and HD 480, and oh my god, how do they do that? Like Sony always leapfrogs in technology, like so far. It takes them a while. They're working in a dungeon right now, reptilian hut, and then boom, that's what we've been working on. And then the competition is left like, oh shit, you did it again. Damn it, every year. So Sony's waiting to see what this is, and then if it's even on their radar, then they'll beat it. If not, they'll wait. They'll just wait to pounce. So it's like Sony's coming. Will Panasonic do an S1H Mark II? Something destroying everything? They could. What's the Canon R5 II gonna do? That could be doing something crazy with hard to edit files and overheating. But Canon color science, RF glass, not too fun, but you have a lot of competition, and now is your moment, Nikon, to push the industry ahead. And if you don't, if you drop that ball on your own foot, I hope you limp out of here with some dignity, because you don't have it at home in your marriage. I'll leave. How did the Nikon perform today, this day? I'm not gonna come closer to the camera. That's stupid. I don't have a light over here. It's not a tube light. I'm better than that. Crunching down this low means I have back disease. It's not a good look. I should have left. You're just seeing my forehead rash closer, and that doesn't help me. It doesn't help with the sales or the Bitcoin donations that you've been generously giving out. You haven't, not one person yet. Okay, no one has Bitcoin. It'll take off. Subscribe for more now, saying it. Do you agree? Nikon Z6 III? Are you going to be blown away, or is it? They got some work to do to catch up to Zone. Zone's over there on the floor where it belongs. I'll leave.